Have you ever found yourself thinking that you had control over things? Found yourself feeling that you needed to control outcomes or, the situation? You would find yourself so angry or so frustrated because there's all these things happening and they aren't going your way. That's what I'm talking about today. So, hi, I am Tammy Coyne, your holistic alchemist, helping you change pain into possibilities and possibilities into purpose. Uploading content on this channel on Tuesdays and Thursdays on holistic healing and personal development, and also lots of talk around spirituality and spiritual awakening. On Saturdays, I upload the Holistic Pathway podcast, where I have unscripted conversations on mind, body, spirit, and entrepreneurship. So let's talk about this thing a little bit about control. And I've worked with a lot of clients who felt this need to control. Now, they don't always call it control. Sometimes they talk about they're so angry or they're so frustrated or even anxiety. And this comes from the human thought process that you have more control over things than you think. So let's talk about that a little bit. This lesson was really hard for me, really, really hard for me. And from a spiritual standpoint, this lesson was called surrender. It really became became very obvious for me around 2019 that giving up control was going to be important for my path. And that was hard for somebody who had kind of prided themselves on being a bit type A, being a bit perfectionistic, being a bit controlling, being a bit making things happen kind of girl, and to getting to a place of surrender. It was excruciating. It felt like someone was at times, ripping my soul out of my body. When you are me, I came from a lot of trauma and a lot of abuse and a lot of loss where things felt out of control in my world. And the only way I felt safe was being ahead of the game, was being 10 steps ahead of whatever was happening, was being in the future, always living in the future. What if, what if, what if, what if? I hadn't been taught that what if isn't always a downward spiral. Sometimes it goes up. Sometimes there's what if good things happen. But I didn't have that awareness at that time. And for me, not being in control meant that life was going to get real bad real fast. The thing is life was already getting real bad real fast, no matter how much I tried to control it. And what it was actually doing was creating so much either anxiety or anger in my body that it made it difficult to function. It made it really difficult to be around me. If you were someone who I loved and had in my circle, my spiritual path removed most of the people from my circle. So my circle is pretty small, sometimes non-existent. So what I had to do was recognize that I was going to have to surrender and give up control. Now, keep in mind, I said that the type A personality, the perfectionist personality, all of these things where I needed to keep the world in a certain way so I would feel safe. So letting go felt excruciatingly scary. I had no idea what to do. So, as I mentioned in 2019, I was living in an apartment. I had rented an apartment. I hadn't had any money to rent an apartment. I'd been staying in someone else's house. I'd lived in 14 different houses in 2 months' time in 2018. I ended up living at someone's house in 2019 for several months. And through some miracles, because I was learning to surrender, through some miracles, I received the money I needed to rent this apartment. I had no furniture. There wasn't really anything in there. I had a computer and a few other things, and that was it. No furniture. So I got an air mattress, and that is what I slept on. And really, for a period of about 7 years, I slept on an air mattress, pretty much alone during that period. And I remember laying on that air mattress and just saying, okay, I surrender. Clearly, I've made a mess of things. Um, I thought I had free will, and apparently I've somehow misused that. And so I guess I will just let go and stop trying to control everything. And when I did, there were a lot of tears. There was a lot of fear. I'm pretty sure there was some shaking going on as my body began to release what it meant to be in control. From that, I started getting a lot of downloads. I started getting a lot of connection to past lives. I started to see parallels in past lives and in this life. So being able to get to the point of surrender actually helped me open up some of the gifts that had been waiting to come in. But I was so busy like this, I couldn't receive. Whoops. Surrendering may be one of the toughest lessons I've gone through on this journey. And I will know when I've slipped back into old patterns, when I start trying to figure everything out in my head, trying to figure it out. And I become full of anxiety and feeling like I'm trapped and feeling like I'm stuck and feeling like there are no answers. And when I surrender, things that I need show up. Now, keep in mind, what I need isn't always what I think I need. What I need sometimes really doesn't look like what I believe I need. Until later, when I see the reasons why things transpired the way that they did, and they start to unfold. The problem is when we are so in control of things, we have not gotten to the place of allowing things to go that need to go, or allowing things to come in that need to come in. Because the only thing the human mind lets us see is what's right in front of us. And the reality is, there are things coming to us from different timelines, from different parallels, from different energy levels. When you let go, you have the opportunity to receive things that are beyond your human ability to comprehend. Maybe surrender might be the single most important lesson I've learned on this journey. Is it the only important lesson? No. But it was important for me to know that getting out of my own way, I didn't even know what that meant, getting out of my own way meant letting go. And I have been in some scary ass situations to where I really wanted to try to control it. And I really did what I always do, put pen to paper and really just trying to figure things out, because I'm also analytical and strategic. So it's important for me to do those things. But I've now learned to do them in a different way, to where I allow things to come to me, even when it looks like there's no possible way that a solution is going to present itself. So I'm interested to know, have you found surrender yet? Have you done it? Have you tried it? Have you tried it and failed? Have you tried it and succeeded? Where are you at on this surrender lesson? Let me know. I would love to hear more about that. And I am getting ready to launch the Inner Alchemist Academy, where we come together with like-minded people on this spiritual path, on this holistic healing path, and create community and a place for asking these kinds of questions, where you actually have someone who can talk with you and help you find your own answers. What do you think? Does that sound like a place that you have been looking for to help you on this journey? I'd really like to know, because my mission is to help the people like us and create positive global impact. So, yeah, thank you so much for watching. This is Tammy Coyne, your holistic alchemist, helping you change pain into possibilities and possibilities into purpose. Thanks so much for watching. Please do subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.